The blizzard raged across the Frosthaven mountains, a relentless storm of snow and ice that clawed at Freya and Torin's faces as they trudged through the drifts. Their fur-lined cloaks flapped helplessly against the wind, the cold cutting deeper than any winter they'd known. Freya's teeth chattered as she pulled her hood tighter, her gloved hands numb around her hunting spear.
"This storm's unnatural,"
she said, her voice nearly drowned by the gale.
"Feels like the mountain's out for blood."
Torin, his bow slung across his back, squinted into the white void. "Colder than the year we lost half of the herd. Frosthaven's stores are down to scraps, and those cursed frostberries. We don't find game soon, we'll be eating snow." Freya managed a faint smile.
"Snow might taste better than another frostberry pie. Folk are ready to torch the bushes."
They pressed on, boots crunching through the snow's crust, eyes scanning the barren slopes for tracks. The mountains were desolate, elk and hares driven deep into hiding by the storm. Frosthaven, their village a day's trek below, waited in quiet desperation, its people huddled in stone huts praying for relief. A shadow flickered overhead, slicing through the storm's haze. Freya grabbed Torin's arm, pointing skyward.
"Look!"
A massive creature soared above, its wings beating unevenly, each flap strained and faltering. Its gleam like polished glass, catching the dim sunlight in a blinding flare. Its body was too radiant for mere scales, sparkling with an unearthly glow. Torin's breath caught. "Is that a dragon?" The creature veered sharply, spiraling toward the mountain's peak, and vanished into a dark crevice near the summit. Freya's heart pounded.
"Did you see how shiny it was? No dragon in the old tales looked like that. It was like starlight frozen solid."
Torin rubbed his snow-crusted beard. "Dragons are supposed to be extinct. Gran spoke of fire breathers, but that thing, it's something else." Freya's eyes sparkled with wonder.
"It went into the cave up there. It looked hurt, Torin. What if it needs us?"
He frowned, adjusting his bow. "Help a dragon. That's a tale that ends with us in ash or ice."
"But I saw it."
Freya pressed, her voice trembling with excitement.
"When's the last time anyone saw a dragon? We can't turn back. What if it's the last of its kind?"
Torin sighed, his resolve crumbling under her gaze. "You and your wild heart. All right, but we move slow, and if it growls, we're gone." The climb to the cave was grueling, the wind shrieking through the rocky slopes. Ice slicked the path, forcing them to grip the jagged rocks to avoid slipping. As they neared the cave's mouth, a low, mournful whine echoed from within, like ice splitting underway. Freya's pulse quickened.
"It sounds in pain,"
she whispered, her spear trembling. Torin nodded, jaw tight. "Stay sharp. Dragons don't live this long by playing nice." They slipped inside, the cave's walls glistening with frost that caught the faint light from the cracks above. The air grew colder, their breaths forming clouds that lingered in the stillness. As they ventured deeper, they spoke in hushed tones, voices bouncing off the icy walls. "This is madness," Torin muttered, scanning the shadows. "What if it's biting us?" Freya shot him a teasing smile, though her nerves were taut.
"Since when are you scared of a little adventure? Dragons are rarer than gold. Seeing one, it's like touching the old world."
The cave widened into a vast chamber, its ceiling studded with icicles like frozen chandeliers. There, sprawled across the icy floor, was the dragon. Its body was sculpted from pure ice, translucent and radiant, each scale a prism scattering light into dazzling rainbows. One wing lay crumpled, oozing a faint, glowing mist that pooled like liquid starlight. Its eyes, pale as moonlight, flickered with pain and weariness. Freya gasped, her breath catching.
"It's a dragon. An ice dragon. No story ever spoke of this."
Torin stood transfixed, awe overtaking his fear. No boar could dream this up. It's like the mountain's heart given form. They edged closer, boots soft on the icy floor. Freya's gaze traced the dragon's form, marveling at how its scales pulsed with light.
It's so shiny. It stings my eyes sometimes.
Torin nodded. They crept forward, but Torin's boot nudged a loose stone, sending it skittering across the chamber. The dragon's head snapped. A guttural snarl through the rumbling. The dragon's voice filled the air with a sharp, ancient language. Freya raised her hands, dropping her spear.
We're sorry. We didn't mean to trespass. Please, we come in peace.
The dragon's eyes narrowed them. Its voice shifted, the harsh tones softening into their language.
What do you want, mortals? Are you dragon hunters?
Torin stepped forward. No, as he lowered his bow. We hunt animals for food, but we are not dragon hunters. I'm Torin, and this is my wife, Freya. We saw you fall from the sky. We just wanted to know if you were real. Freya nodded, her voice soft.
We're from Frosthaven, a village below. Our people are starving. We saw you were hurt, and thought maybe we could help.
The dragon's eyes glinted. Saphira said, voice heavy.
I am Saphira, last of the ice dragons. I cannot harm you, even if I wished. My ice fire, it would shatter me if I used it now. My wounds are too deep.
Freya's heart ached.
You mentioned dragon hunters. Who are they?
Saphira's eyes glinted with ancient pain.
Mercenaries, driven by greed. They hunt my kind for our scales, our bones, our blood. They sell them to kings and sorcerers for gold and power. I am the last, chased across skies and seas. This mountain was my final sanctuary.
Torin knelt, his voice steady. We're not like them, Saphira. Frosthaven, we care for those in need. Let us help you. Saphira's head tilted, suspicion carved in her crystalline face.
Why would you aid a dragon? What do you seek?
Freya smiled, stepping closer.
Because it's right. And maybe you could help us too. You can fly, scout game, guide us through these peaks. Together, we'd be stronger.
Saphira considered this, her breath a faint mist.
I could, but I would need a frostberry to heal. A rare fruit, glowing like starlight. Without it, I will fade into the ice.
Torin grinned, glancing at Freya. Frostberries. Well, you're in luck. Frosthaven's got piles of them. Folk are so tired of them, they're practically tossing them out. Saphira's eyes widened, a low rumble of disbelief escaping her.
Frostberries? Common? They are rarer than my kind, hoarded by emperors and guarded by beasts.
Freya laughed, her tension easing.
Not in our valley. They go wild. More than we can eat. That's why we're out here, hunting meat to change things up.
Saphira's wings twitched, hesitant.
A place of frostberries and kindness. It sounds like a fragile dream.
Then come see, Torin urged. We'll bring you the berries, and you'll know it's real. Frosthaven could be the new home for you. You could help us trade, protect us. A dragon like you, we'd be the talk of every trader's route. Freya nodded, her voice warm.
Picture it, Saphira. Merchants coming from afar, trading for our berries, our furs, and to see the mighty ice dragon. Frosthaven would thrive.
Saphira's gaze lingered, searching for deceit. Finally, she nodded, her voice soft.
I will follow, but only to see. If this is a trick, I will not go quietly.
The journey back was slow, Saphira limping behind, her massive form barely squeezing through Frosthaven's gates. The storm had eased, but the cold still bit their bones. When they reached the village, its stone huts dusted with snow. Freya fetched a basket of frostberries from the communal store, their pale glow lighting the dusk. She offered them to Saphira, who stared in disbelief.
These are frostberries?
Saphira murmured, her voice trembling. She devoured them, her wounds mending, the mist fading as her scales blazed brighter.
I have never known such kindness. A home? You truly mean this?
Freya placed a hand on Saphira's snout, cool as frost.
Frosthaven's good folk. With you there, we'll thrive. You'll have a place, Saphira, not just a cave to hide in.
Saphira's eyes shimmered, an icy tear sliding down her cheek.
I have always been hunted, always alone. A home? It's more than I dared to hope.
Torin grinned. And you'll make us famous. Traders will come for our berries, our meat, and see the last iced dragon. Saphira's voice wavered.
But the dragon hunters, they will come. My presence will only bring danger.
Freya squared her shoulders.
Then we'll face them together. That's what families do.
Months passed and Frosthaven transformed. Saphira soared over the peaks, her wings strong, scouting elk herds and guiding hunters to their prey. Her presence drew merchants from distant lands, caravans laden with grain, spices, and iron, eager to trade for frostberries and glimpses of the ice dragon. The village, once starving, now buzzed with life. Children wove tales of Saphira's flights in the square, while elders crafted new legends of the dragon who called Frosthaven's home. Saphira found purpose, ferrying goods to neighboring villages and guarding trade routes from bandits. Her icefire, now mastered, froze streams for crossing or carved paths through snowdrifts. The villagers built a great hall with a soaring roof for Saphira, its walls etched with her shimmering form. But Saphira's fame spread beyond traders. One stormy night, as snow fell in thick curtains, a band of dragon hunters arrived. Their leader, Varkus, bore a scar across his face and a net woven with enchanted threads. His men wielded black iron spears, said to pierce dragon scales. Saphira sensed them first, her roar shattering the village's sleep. Torin and Freya rallied their people, armed with bows, axes, and courage. Saphira stood at the gates, her scales blazing under the storm's lightning.
Leave this place,
She growled, her breath a frost cloud.
I am no longer alone.
Varkus sneered.
A dragon with a village. Your scales will buy me a castle.
The battle was fierce. Saphira's ice froze the hunters' nets, shattering them like glass. Torin's arrow struck true, and Freya led a flank through the storm, using the snow's cover. Villagers fought with pitchforks and fire, their hearts steeled by Saphira's presence. Varkus fled, cursing, his band broken. Afterwards, Saphira curled around a great hall, her wings sheltering the villagers as they celebrated.
You fought for me.
She said, her voice thick.
No one has ever.
Freya hugged her snout.
Your family, Saphira. We protect our own.
Years later, Frosthaven was a beacon in the mountains, the haven of the ice dragon. Saphira soared freely, her scales a symbol of hope. Torin and Freya, now gray-haired, watched their grandchildren play under her gaze, trading tales of the day they found a dragon.
You gave me a home.
Saphira said one evening, her voice warm by the fire.
I was the last, but now I'm a part of something greater.
Torin raised a mug of frostberry wine. To family. Freya leaned against him, smiling.
To Frosthaven.
And so the village thrived, its legend carried on by Saphira's wings, forged by a couple's courage, and a bond that warmed the coldest peaks.